We are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Love ya. Get home safe, guys. Peace. What's up, geeks, and welcome back to the Geekcentric podcast. My name is Nate, and in this episode, the Force is strong with us as we talk about all things Star Wars. The final Rise of Skywalker trailer dropped, and we're going to give our top three predictions for the film. But first, if you're joining us for the first time, this is a weekly show covering the world of film, television, gaming, toys and collectibles, and all things geek-centric. Joining me on the show yet again, we have the jubilant Jedi, Jayla.
May the Force be with you, geeks.
And to his right, we have Kevin, the Kowakian monkey lizard, Hudson.
This battle station is fully operational.
What is up, you guys?
Yo.
Hyped.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, man. I barely slept last night.
I mean, that trailer dropped, and it's funny. I actually bought tickets before the trailer dropped. I mean, I can't think of too many movies that I've ever done that for.
That's a good point.
There
Yeah,
must
that's a
have
good
been.
point.
I think there was a delay because, did you watch it on cable, Kev?
Yes, I actually did tune over to the football
Right,
game
you've
to
got
watch
cable
it.
because
What-
you're old. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an old man with cable.
What time was that at?
Shortly after 8:30, I think. I
Yes,
wasn't really
see,
keeping track, but
I
Did you
didn't-
watch the football game?
no. But I got alerts on my phone that it was halftime, and so I switched over.
Smart.
And the guy was great. He introduces the trailer. So I'm sure you all want me to stop talking right now. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? And he just
Nice.
delayed it and delayed it. Let that anticipation build. It was well done.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we're going to get into that trailer, but first off, I think maybe we should talk a little bit about whatcha.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's do it. So what have I been doing? I have been buying a lot of toys and collectibles for the Funko Pop collection.
Okay.
Right?
Specifically,
Star Wars. I got all the Star Wars pops now. God bless my wife. She was at the mall. she was at the mall with her sister.
Yeah.
And she calls me. She's like, Justin, EB has all the Star Wars pops. I'm like, every single one? She's like, I'm looking at the back of the box. They have every single one. Actually, wait, except one. Oh, no, wait, that's an exclusive. So they don't have it. So they literally have every single one. So I was just like, do it.
so that was what, 16 total?
About 16.
16
Yeah.
in one purchase?
Yeah, and that's also including the Mandalorian.
You got all the Mandalorian as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So I got those.
I'm missing one. I'm missing the little ugly guy. I don't know what his name is, but out of the series of 4.
So spending lots of money, getting all of these pops. Looking-
brings your collection up to how many now?
Close to, I just checked actually. It's close to 250.
250.
250 Star
Just
Wars
Star
pops.
Wars pops.
Just Star Wars.
Jeez.
That's not including everything else. Because I got a whole bunch of NYCC stuff that finally came in the mail.
Okay.
Haven't even touched it. Haven't even opened
Really?
it. But I
And-
know it's in it.
Yeah.
I know it's in it.
And I'm
So-
sure we can look forward to a future fun boxing episode
Oh, you better believe
with
it.
some Mandalorians.
Oh, you better believe it.
Rise of Skywalker.
There will definitely be a Rise of Skywalker.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
we've already been hashing
I
out
want to
ideas.
do the voice of Dio, maybe.
There we go.
Oh,
That's what he sounds like.
Perfect.
no, we got some ideas. We got some great ideas for how we want to do our Star Wars bit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited. That's why I wanted to do it. Is I wanted to make sure that we had all the pops that we were ready.
And that's
to
a
go.
lot more fun than the collection I'm trying to track down for a video in November, Frozen.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, I would have rather gotten dibs on the Star Wars line than Frozen. But,
Did you get that giant horse?
I don't have the water horse
The
thingy
water
yet,
knock?
but if I have to, I will.
Very cool. Well, speaking of going places and buying things, I actually had a chance to go to EGLX, which is the Enthusiast Gaming Live Expo. Kevin, thank you so much for letting me ditch the last. I guess that was more of the recovery day of your bachelor party.
Yes, you didn't miss much.
It was a lot of sleeping.
A lot of sleeping and
Yeah.
football on the TV. So
There
you
you go.
didn't miss.
Oh, we gamed a little bit.
A
We
little
played
bit?
some. We played some. But as the fact that the group was smaller,
Yeah.
it was like, you know what I mean. It was
It
a
was
lot
fantastic
funner with.
weekend.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
it
great.
was.
It was so
amazing.
much fun. We went to Casaloma. We did did 2 escape rooms, and then we stopped over at the rec room as well. It was a fantastic time.
Yeah, it was
Great
I
awesome.
had a really good time.
This-
But on the Sunday of the weekend, I stopped over at EJLX, the Enthusiast Gaming Live Expo. It's the first time I've ever been to that that con, the convention, and it's a competitive gaming convention. So they've got the world's leading Super Smash Brothers players and Overwatch players and what have you, and they're all there doing their thing. And it's we've been to Fan Expo before. You remember Fan Expo on a Sunday. Well, imagine the opposite of that. It's extremely chill. It was like I could spread my arms out and swing around and stuff like that. But it was super cool because we got mixtures of gaming culture, a lot of gaming stuff to purchase, retro video games, might have bought a few Game Boy carts and things like that. But also Artists Alley was filled with more gaming-centric artists that were making some really cool pieces.
That's cool.
And then I actually got a chance to play some games that aren't going to be coming out maybe ever. They were like really early level stage in development games. So
that's kind of cool.
It was a lot of fun.
What kind of games?
Just like party games, mostly party games playing off the Smash Brothers thing.
Right.
But
like group
these
dynamic.
But these were games that were made by these look like people younger than me, students in school that
That's
are
cool.
bringing them and shopping out and finding ideas. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
And I noticed on your Instagram that you seemed excited to be meeting a few different people.
Yeah. I actually got to meet. So I got to meet Greg Miller again, who's from Kind of Funny. Him and Andy Cortez and Nick Scarpino, they are on a podcast, the Kind of Funny podcast. They've got all sorts of podcasts. They literally do a podcast every single day. And so I've been following them, and they really are kind of a big inspiration for me in wanting to make this sort of thing happen and to push the creative side of my brain and work on the YouTube channel and work on this podcast. So they're kind of a big influence for me to kind of really do it and just do it. So they're super cool guys. Do it. We might hear that again some point. And then one last thing I wanted to mention, I did get a chance to visit Modulicious. Is a gentleman, you may have watched our Fan Expo haul video where I bought way too many things. And Justin, in his haul, he got this really cool bust of a Darth Vader, almost like Shakespearean Darth Vader.
I love it.
So cool. And so this guy, Paul, from Modulicious, I reached out to him on Instagram, and I saw two pieces that I really wanted of this sort of almost paint drip Darth Vader and Stormtrooper. And I originally intended to get one, and I got both because they just work so well together. So look forward to seeing those maybe in some future Instagram posts or something like that. We'll see if we can.
I think we
maybe
should share that with you. They're pretty cool.
They're super cool, especially with everything going on with the world of Star Wars. Kevin, whatcha?
And now this might seem like a deviation from our Star Wars theme at first, but I promise it is going somewhere.
Okay.
But these two gentlemen obviously know, and for any audience members out there who know, I'm actually getting married in January in the new year. So there's been a lot of planning that obviously goes along with that. But I think the thing I'm most excited about, and don't tell my future wife this, as the big day will be wonderful, but 3 days later,
yes,
on January 24th, the three of us and some other close friends and family will be hopping on a shuttle to Batu.
I cannot wait.
And doing the Galaxy's Edge thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So that's been probably my favorite part of the wedding planning is getting all of our things locked down for that. So, because I think that's going to be one heck of a day for everyone.
Yeah, man. So what are our reservations for that day? We've got 3 major reservations.
Yeah,
right?
we've got the Droid Depot.
Droid Depot.
I think that's first.
What are you going to build? A BB-8 or a BB droid or a R2?
That one I'm actually letting Sarah do.
Okay.
We're each going to do one of the 2 builds.
Oh,
so,
cool.
So she'll make this thing as cute as she possibly can, I'm sure. So she's very much looking forward to that.
That's a really good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we've got just a few hours later, we're going to be going over to Savvy's workshop to build ourselves some lightsabers.
Dude.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, don't say that too loud. They might be listening.
That's true.
We're not supposed to talk about scrap metal. We're going to the scrap metal, buy some scrap metal. Shh.
Yeah, see, I'm going to have to study up on all the lingo that we're going to need to know.
Bright suns, as they
Yes,
say.
yes. To
Very
the
cool.
spire.
To the spot. There you go. Yeah, see,
I've
we're
read
getting
some
it.
stuff.
We've watched a few Disney vlogs. And then our last one.
Yeah, we get to go into Oga's Cantina for some refreshments, which that's going to be fun.
I mean, I'm not a drinker, but I'll have to partake.
You gotta
2 drink minimum.
yeah.
I'm.
I think it's 2 drink maximum. Actually.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes. Yeah.
Right, minimum.
Yeah.
You have to drink 2 drinks. No, they've got this drink, the Fuzzy Tauntaun, which is essentially a fuzzy navel, but with this this foam on top that literally makes your whole mouth numb.
Oh, is that
And
right? Oh,
I
that sounds
am
awesome.
I'm so ready
There's
for
a
it.
there's a
That's such a
Wookiee-
weird thing, though.
Mm.
That's such a odd.
Well,
odd
that's the
thing
point.
for the drink.
Oga's Canteen. It's Star Wars, man. It has to be
all
weird.
the
It
drinks
has to be
sound
odd.
unique and different, and so it's almost going to have to be, you get those two, I'll get these two, you get these two, so we can all try them. Like there's a Wookiee flight, I think, where you get like four different
with the beers. Oh, that looks good.
And then the Rancor, you get drinks in Rancor teeth. Or
that's the
something
one.
like
That's
that.
the
That's
flight,
one
I
with the
think.
flight.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's gonna be
it's,
delicious.
and all the
so
food
ready.
is themed.
Yeah.
Although, have you seen the recent rumblings with all that? So people have been getting confused.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are some people out there who just aren't bright,
Right?
and
They're
so they
not
had
bright
them named
sons.
all. They had them all named clever things. You get
Yeah.
shrimp. There's a space shrimp from
Right.
this place.
Cadu ribs.
Exactly, but they've
Right.
had to go and change all of those things on the menus
no.
to say what they are specifically,
Like underneath it,
You
with
know.
the description.
And it's like, guys, they're
Just
supposed
have fun.
to. You're supposed to be immersed.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is, just eat it. Unless you have
Right.
an allergy, just,
Sure.
And I think you can tell what they are from the descriptions
Yeah,
anyway. So we're just trying to
absolutely.
have fun, and people are.
Well, I just don't
Mm.
understand why they wouldn't have gotten by with just putting the name and
Yeah.
then saying underneath
What
what
it is.
and
Yeah.
what's in
Yeah.
it. Right?
So
Like,
that's
so silly.
I mean, some of these people, because we're on a few. I know I myself am on some Facebook
Oh, yeah.
pages.
The
and
Galaxy's
people-
Edge Facebook group.
Oh,
they take
my
this
God,
stuff
that
so
page.
seriously.
like they're passionate.
Yeah.
Like all power to them. But
Yeah.
like
Like how have some people
Shout out
been
to you guys.
20 times already?
Oh my goodness.
I've
people
done
that
this
20 times.
people that live there.
I guess so.
maybe.
But even it's
But
only
even
been open for 2 months.
yeah.
Exactly. Like it hasn't even been open that long. And it looks incredibly immersive and just like, you're in this world of Star Wars, right? But still, like 20 times, man, you're a hardcore fan.
That's cool.
And by the time we go, there'll be 2 rides open.
yes,
Right. So
yes.
there'll be the Millennium Falcon ride,
which is
Smuggler's Run.
Smuggler's Run, I believe.
Yeah.
correct.
And then the
Rise of the
Rise of the
Resistance.
Resistance.
This might be the most epic theme park ride ever built.
That's what I've been
they said.
estimating.
It's clocked in at about 15 to 17 minutes.
Yeah.
You literally take a ride to the ride,
Yeah.
so you go on 2 different vessels, and I've read some spoilers because I don't mind that sort of thing, but I
Sure.
won't share them here. I'm not in the
Yeah.
in the mood to do that. But it sounds like there are some really cool elements to this thing that'll
That
be
we've
one of a
never
kind.
seen before. Things like that.
Is it a roller coaster?
It's like a sort of sit down
It's
moving
it's a
vehicle
trackless, trackless cart ride through
ride, like an Imperial ship.
yes.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. Is it Justin friendly?
Oh man, you're sitting
Oh, yeah.
down. It's pretty
Perfect.
slow
I
speeds.
think we even saw at Star Wars Celebration. I'm
The
pretty sure
cart,
we saw
yeah.
the cart that
Yeah.
you would sit in.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
Kevin said, "I can fit in there."
I can fit in there. That is a concern sometimes with
Yeah.
these broad shoulders and
Yeah.
thick thighs.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're too powerful.
You know,
Just
so-
can't shake what your mama gave you, bro.
That's it. That's it.
But so that one looks incredible.
I can't wait.
I mean, there are certain elements that they talked about when they promised this land in
Mhm.
terms of immersion and, getting a character and developing that. And it seems like a lot of that has sort of been pushed aside for budgetary and planning reasons.
Yeah,
So that's a little disappointing.
I think it'll evolve over time.
And I think that's really going to come with the hotel they're building.
Mhm.
Scheduled for what,
Absolutely.
2 years from now? I
Oh,
think
yeah.
2021. I
So
think.
when we go back, you mean?
I will be going
yeah.
back. I mean,
We
I'm
will
going to
have
let
to.
them work out the kinks on that for a
Right.
little while. But
Yeah.
I mean, this thing, because that is not going to be a cheap trip.
Right.
No.
Looking at
Justin,
about-
what do you think you're going to spend at this at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? How much do you think you're going to spend?
When we go in January?
Yeah.
Oh, easily like 400 or more.
Yeah.
Like 400 for sure, because I think that's
400 is your lightsaber and droid.
No,
That's it.
So
exactly.
you're not eating. You're not buying
Well,
anything else.
Okay,
Dude,
so if we're
it's-
gonna include all of that stuff,
Yeah.
like I'll easily spend $1,000.
That sounds like $1,000 day.
I
I
think
think
at least, yeah.
Tickets, if you factor in the price of tickets
you're,
and stuff.
you're at
yeah.
$100 there for a ticket. You know?
Yeah, they've got those really cool coins. The Spira is their currency there. And they've got these coins that are essentially gift cards. But they're
Yes.
these
Awesome.
metal gift cards. I may have already
Awesome.
purchased one on eBay.
I'll of course wait till I get there to really pick out things. I'm not going to go online browsing. Like I know a lot
Sure.
of people are picking out 10 things they want before they even go, and that's fine.
Yes.
But I know one thing I want. I'm going to
Mhm.
grab a deck of Sabacc
Sabacc
cards
cards.
and learn how to
Yes.
play. That sounds a lot of fun.
I saw a video of a Rey and a Chewie playing with some guests. Like at the park, they had a deck
Oh,
of
yeah.
Sabacc cards. And
Oh
they were,
yeah,
like,
it
teaching
looks
them.
cool. It looks
Everything
so
I've
cool.
heard in
So
that
good.
regard is that there are enough cast members that are into it
Yeah.
and have learned the language, and their characters are flushed out, at least for themselves,
Yeah.
that fit a certain mold of who they are and where they're from. And they'll do things like play games with you and stuff like that. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Well,
And that's why we're spending a day there.
Yeah.
You know, that's a full day.
Oh,
I
100%.
don't want to be rushed.
I
I don't
might
want to
go
miss
back.
any you know, you might have
After,
to
yeah.
eventually, but that was not let's go one afternoon for a few hours. No.
Yeah.
Open to close. I'm in.
There you go. Justin, final word on that. What's your favorite? What's one thing that you absolutely are looking forward to experiencing at Galaxy's Edge?
All of it. I just can't wait to be there, man. Because like honestly, like it looks incredibly immersive, and it looks like it's everything that you would want from a theme park themed Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I get the idea that it could be bigger and there could be more to it,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, as a small sort of run, if you will, before they start expanding, primo, it looks fantastic. So I'm
Cool.
excited.
Well, that is whatcha. We're going to move into the news. It's all about the details. All right, let's get into the only news story that matters. This is from Huai Tran Bui over at Slash Film. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker ticket pre-sales went live Monday night. Within the first hour, Episode 9 had already set a new record for ticket pre-sales, outselling Avengers Endgame by a staggering 45%.
Wow.
Like, are you... What?
There's a lot of people that want to see this movie, man.
Is it J.J. Abrams being back that this is why? Like, I just thought with... Because we didn't see this for Episode 8. Like, we didn't see these numbers for Episode 8, right?
I don't think so, no.
Right? But then again, Avengers hadn't... There was nothing to compare it to. Avengers hadn't been out at that point. But it just seems... That seems higher than I expected. And I know this is the end of the saga.
Like you said, you didn't see the trailer and then go, okay, now I definitely want to
Right.
see it. You were
But that's
buying
so
those
true.
the second they went on sale
Maybe-
without a trailer.
Maybe I'm responsible for all the
Well,
tickets.
you
I did buy
24 of them, I believe. So
to give us options,
yeah,
you
no, I
guys.
appreciate that.
I will be returning them, or if friends want to buy them off me, they can do that too. But we got tickets for the 9-movie marathon.
I'm in, man.
Are we doing it?
The more I think about it, the more I just want to say to hell with it. I'm sitting in a theater for 27 hours
Let's
and doing this, man.
go.
I'll never get a chance to do that again in my life.
Right?
9 movies.
7 was a lot. when
7
we did
was
it
a
for
lot.
Force
I
Awakens.
just remember walking out and Kevin being like, "Ugh, I am never doing that again.
And
I cannot
that
stand."
was when I was like pumped up because I loved Force Awakens.
Right.
That, you know,
Yeah.
that after watching 6 movies I'd already seen 20 times each, you know,
Yeah.
you're a bit down, and then this new Star Wars movie hits, and
Yeah.
that was
I-
2.5 hours of adrenaline.
After doing the 7 movie, I would sooner do 7, 8, 9. So
I would
maybe
prefer
I'll join you guys once 7, 8, 9 starts.
Sure.
If
You're
if
still
you
paying
go-
full price for that ticket, though.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'll still pay full price for that ticket.
I mean, with that ticket, you are getting a special exclusive fan event pin and a blanket. At
Blanket.
At
That's
Scotiabank,
very
they're
nice.
doing...
Now, how about a lanyard? Any mention of a lanyard?
no
If
lanyards.
I don't get no lanyards,
Well, they didn't specifically say no lanyards, so
that's what I do these movie marathons for. Is the lanyard?
I'll see if maybe they have lanyards. Also, they are doing a special concession, of course, because we're
That's
going to be
how,
there that
yeah.
long. They need to feed
But
us,
so
right?
when does it have
that's
to
what they
start?
said last time, and it was just popcorn.
Yeah,
Well,
it was popcorn
for
and
7
movie food.
movies.
Yeah,
We'll see if maybe it's
And
a
you only
little
get
more.
10 minutes or 7 minutes
But
between
that's what
them.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
it
hoping
wasn't.
for a
It
piece of
wasn't.
pizza.
It wasn't feasible the way they ran that. So if they're gonna do it again
Mhm.
with the same, like 15 minutes to go to the bathroom and
And
get
get in
food,
line,
yeah,
and,
and
you know, if you're
Yeah.
you know, if you don't care about your lungs and you smoke, you know, you got things to do. And Scotiabank's got the big escalator.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
huge
man.
process to get out of there.
no,
right?
exactly. So like again, it's
I think I
like,
missed 3 crawls,
Yeah.
which really bugged me.
So let's speaking of missing 3 crawls, name 2 of them, because I'm trying to factor in how many hours of sleep do I need to actually get in order to be able to enjoy episode 9, because I don't want to get to episode 9 and
just be pooped.
not
no, you
enjoying
won't be.
it, right?
By the time I was at episode 7,
Yeah.
I was wired. I was
Yeah.
like ready to go.
But you slept through most of the prequel trilogy.
Of course.
So I guess that's my
See,
question.
and I wish I had. I slept through Empire and Jedi.
Yeah,
Right.
he
'cause
slept towards the tail end.
So I guess that's my question. Name 2 movies that you are going to probably nod off. For me, it's probably episode 2.
I'll 2 because it's
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah. And then probably episode...
And then I'm going New Hope because the Emperor's not in it, so it's not as important.
Yeah. I've seen A New Hope so many times that I might nod off a little bit there. And episode, yeah. I would say those 2 actually make a lot of sense. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, because literally all that movie is the last scene of Yoda saying, "Begun the Clone Wars have," and that's all you need. Maybe I'll wake up for the Dooku scene, but
I would 100% fall asleep between episode 2
Yeah.
to episode 5.
okay,
So I'd wake up at Empire Strikes Back and just
Yeah.
watch.
and just keep going.
Yeah,
from there.
because like you said, Clone Wars useless.
yeah,
Revenge of the Sith, a rushed mess.
yeah. I mean,
A New Hope, I love.
Yeah.
I've watched it so many times, though. It is a classic. I've literally.
you could watch
that
it right
movie-
now if you close your eyes.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Empire Strikes Back, into the Return of the Jedi is just awesome.
yeah,
And then onwards and upwards. Maybe I might fall asleep again though.
Yeah.
During episode 8.
Oh, jeez. You know what? I honestly think that episode 8, when we see it in the context between 7 and 9,
Will
I
still
think
be
we're
bad.
Nope,
It'll still be bad.
Nope. I think it's
I
going to
have
make
faith.
a better movie.
I have faith, and I really want to see it
Yeah.
right after 7.
Yeah.
On the big screen again.
Yeah.
So
And then
didn't we
before
do
9
that?
to see.
We did do that.
We did do that.
Yeah, we did
watched
7 to 8.
and then we watched 8.
Yeah.
We did that.
Oh, we
when
did do that.
We did do
Yeah.
Oh
that.
my goodness, we've seen a lot of these movies in theaters a lot.
So
Man, I
let's,
saw the special effects re-releases that he did in like '99 or whatever
Yeah.
before. And like I've seen a lot of Star Wars in theaters, man.
So what I think is I would disagree with that statement because we already did it,
Mm.
and I think obviously you being the one that likes the movie
Mhm.
more so than I think Kevin and myself,
Yeah.
maybe I dislike it more than he does.
Yeah.
I think that worked against it, in all honesty,
Yeah.
because it was like Force Awakens was like, yeah, and then you watch Last Jedi, you're like, okay.
Cool. Well, listen, that is enough of the news. Chewie, punch it into trailer time.
It's trailer time.
Originally, I actually had planned to talk about 4 trailers, but you know what? There's only one trailer that matters. The Rise of Skywalker. They released the final trailer. So good.
That's the greatest trailer ever made.
I know that trailers are supposed to show like the best parts of a movie, but this trailer made me feel pretty confident that almost every frame of this movie is going to be visually incredible.
Yes.
Like a book.
Yes. Like a
Well,
graphic
if I'm giving Johnson credit for anything in that last movie, it's almost reinventing the visual style of a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it looks like
Yes.
JJ carries that over
Carries
in a
that
lot of
film.
ways because it is a beautiful film.
Yes.
Other than that Casino Planet.
Yes. It's shot. In comparison, you're absolutely right. The aesthetic of what Rian Johnson did and how he kind of transitioned it so it didn't feel so, locked off in like a fourth wall sort of thing. Like you're looking into the world. He put you in these certain vantage points that made you feel more immersed in it, which is definitely more JJ style.
Those shots in space where there's,
Oh.
1,000 ships in the frame.
Oh, dude, like
that's
that one
insanity.
scene when they're just like, like, what is happening in that scene? Like, seriously.
I just so let's kind of break it down then. Actually, so we're gonna kind of look through the trailer here, give our initial thoughts, and break down.
It's an instinct. A feeling. The Force brought us together.
Kevin, you kind of mentioned it. Just how every Star Wars movie starts is just pretty unbelievable. Just that first moment of her dropping what is that? Is that a training helmet? That's the same blaster
it looks
shield
like
helmet
the blaster shield helmet that
that
Luke
wore.
would have had, right?
Yeah.
And she would have had access to that if it was still because you see it kicking around in the
Were
Falcon, don't
were
you?
you referring to the helmet dropping or the Lucasfilm showing up at the beginning?
Oh, I was going the helmet dropping because it's
Okay.
reminiscent of her hand on the rock from the last trailer,
Yes,
and
yes.
then you open up with the sand and Finn popping into frame in the Force Awakens one, right?
Right.
I love that jump cut directly to her
Such a
jumping,
great cut, yeah.
right? And then a lot of vibes from Force Awakens there.
Yeah, that's her
Exactly.
exploring another
Right. So, but is this her exploring the new Death Star, or is this her? Is this a flashback back to Jakku?
Old Death Star for
Old-
sure.
yeah.
She's definitely in that old Death Star.
Yeah. So this next up, we get-
I love the line that
Mhm.
that he delivers over top, because here in this one moment, he's really embodying the fact that like the Force is what brought him and Rey together.
Well, especially because it was such a heavy theme for a lot of 7.
Oh, that was what was so great about it. They
When
were
you get a
hinting
guy
at
like
it.
Han Solo buying into the Force,
Right,
it's legit,
right.
and so
And then Poe.
and this moment visually of Finn lifting up those binoculars reminded me a lot again of that first moment in the first trailer.
He's got the sand behind him.
Right,
and-
he brings up, that was the
think
first
that's
thing we
long
ever
grass.
saw of new Star Wars was that moment of him, boom, and he lifts his head up. And
Is that long grass though?
So
it looks like more like long grass.
It might be.
But
might be.
but the
it's got
color,
same color
tones,
scheme.
well,
yeah.
because I'm thinking this is Pisana, which is the new sort of deserty planet that they're on.
Did you buy the Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker
Oh, I
encyclopedia?
will be, but it's not out yet. I don't think. I think they usually try to release that around the time of the movie,
Oh,
so
for
there's no
sure.
spoilers.
We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
And then we cut to a scene where it looks like we've got a lot more rebels than we had at the end of episode 8.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
they said that people are believing in us. People are rallying behind us. Right? Poe says something along those
Yeah.
lines.
And I think this is where Poe steps into the light to be Leia
Yeah.
for the rebellion.
Okay. And I'm also wondering if this is where Lando, a lot of these people maybe came with Lando
Sure.
to support.
Okay, so
and
that's
then-
how he gets reintegrated into the movies, is by bringing along.
Right.
Cool.
Oh, well, so many people predicted that was going to happen at the end of episode 8 in that scene where they are at dire straits and they can't escape. Everyone thought, oh, Lando's going to come in,
Okay.
but didn't happen just quite yet. And then behind Lando, a lot of people are predicting that this character here, because Admiral Akbar is unfortunately
He's gone.
passed away.
He's gone.
It's a trap. But we've got this young gentleman here. His name is Aftab Akbar, who is Admiral Akbar's son.
Oh, very nice.
And he was introduced into the comics recently.
Okay.
Oh.
So a lot of people think that that's probably who that is.
Very cool.
Continuing on, let's go to the next scene here. So here we actually get to see Rose Tico yet again. She's definitely looking a lot less fresh than in
She's a little war torn.
war torn,
Yeah,
right?
she's
I
not-
mean,
she's not
She's seen some
smiling
battles.
anymore.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
seen some battles. She knows what she's up against.
She lost her sister in episode 8, so since
She
then-
did some of the best acting in episode 8, though,
was
man.
great, right?
That was like she did a solid job.
And then behind her, we've got Lieutenant Connix, who is actually played by
Is
Carrie-
that Billy Lord?
Billy Lord.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher's daughter is behind her there, looking again rough for wear. And then beside her is Dominic Monaghan. Our first
Lost.
look at Dominic Monaghan from Lost or from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
So super cool to see that guy.
Looking incredibly tall in that. How short is Billy Lord if he's like towering over her?
Maybe
right?
they're using some magic
Yeah.
like they did in Lord of the Rings
Sure.
to make him.
He's
appear.
standing on stilts.
So then we get a shot of Poe, Finn, and Chewie looking back, and then we get this shot of what looks to be the Tanty Eve.
It looks like an Alderaan cruiser of some
Right,
sort.
right.
It very
like
much looks like
Leia's
that.
ship,
Yeah.
with someone drunk driving it because it's hitting down
They're
into
veering
those
over those
forests.
trees. Yep.
And so hopefully that's what that is.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
Long have I waited. And now you're coming together. Is your undoing.
So we got this shot of the same scene that we've seen in many of the trailers. Again, the big ocean, floating in here over top of the ruins of the Death Star.
And
Unbelievable.
that feels like it's the climax, especially when we were seeing these shots earlier on. But then
Mhm.
you see other shots in the trailer that make you suggest this could be halfway through the movie.
So
This could be
good.
the first 25 minutes for all I know.
Right.
And-
it could be. I think this could be the middle of the movie. In
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
honesty.
And Ray sort of saying, so many people think they know who I am or something like that. And Kylo saying, I know who you are.
I know who you are. And then he comes in and does this weird thing with his saber. Where like tucks it in under his arm. Like,
I think that's cool.
what's he
that
doing with
spin-
it?
No, he's super
But
badass.
I think it's cool, but you could mistake that. I mean, Kevin, you kind of read it. Almost looks kind of like when nerds are trying to do the cool things with their lightsabers and can't do them right.
It doesn't seem like a plausible move in the middle of a fight or whatever.
Well, especially because of the arms coming out of the
Yeah,
bottom of the
like-
saber. This next scene is on an ice. It almost looks like an ice island on water. But when I originally looked at it, I thought we were
not
looking
water.
through a cave.
No.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Oh, it could be a
It
cave.
is, but no. But if you look, this is the reflection,
It's the reflection. Well,
or is
But
it?
why?
it's
But
not
why are TIE
mirrored.
photos?
No, it's not mirrored.
It's not a mirrored image. So that
or
could be.
or what if this is the planet? Like what if it's all the way around?
Oh, I
Because
see.
if you look at the
No,
bottom as
that
well,
could
there's
be
almost
water.
there's windows and doors
Oh.
below it. So
Or
who knows
this is
how?
the core of a planet, perhaps. This is
Okay.
right in the center of a.
I think
its
I think
icy
that's
core.
that's shot that's going to come up soon, where this Star Destroyer is ripping through the ground. I think it's coming out of that.
coming out of this
Because
thing.
like, look at that shape. Okay, this here
Oh my
looks
goodness.
incredible. The throne,
Yeah.
the
Like-
fact that it's from was designed by the
Oh, what, Ralph McQuarrie?
Ralph McQuarrie. That is coming from his artwork.
That's
from
yeah, that's the
1981.
original
Yeah. That's
design for
very
the
cool.
chair.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so cool.
It's like the coolest looking throne of all.
It's
How do you somehow make a cooler throne than the
The
Iron Throne?
Game
Like,
of Thrones.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
It is.
Eee.
That is an epic
George
shot.
Railroad
Oh.
Martin over here. So this shot here next
Yes.
coming up with the Star Destroyer lifting. So originally people thought that was water, and now you're right. It might be coming out of ice.
It doesn't look like
Out of
water.
that
I
ice
agree.
planet.
Yeah.
It did at first, but it looked like land of like debris is shooting
Exactly.
out. But and it has a similar background to that icy planet, that dark sort of
Yeah.
with a bluey glow. So he could be right there.
Yeah, and then we get our next shot, which I have lovingly called "Rebels Assemble,"
There
because
we
that
go.
is
I like
Yo,
pretty much
that's pretty much
what's
what that
going
shot
on
says.
here. Every single rebellion ship
I'm
that
ta-
you could
if you-
possibly think of.
If you count that, there's 1,000 ships in that
Dude,
shot.
I think
you
I
know?
see a pod racer somewhere back there. I know it doesn't make any sense. I think there's Anakin's pod racers back there and
Well,
Jar
it
Jar's
looks
on it.
it looks like they're setting up for an epic dogfight because with all the Star Destroyers,
Yeah.
all of the TIE fighters that are just littered through every bit of trailers that they've done,
Mhm.
it looks like that is going to be our climactic, an epic space battle.
Well, so you're going to get a very, I mean, I'm assuming
Mhm.
maybe a similar sort of parallel climax as similar
Jedi.
to Jedi, where you
Yeah.
have,
Space battle.
you're going to have perhaps Rey and Kylo fighting the Emperor,
Right.
you know, aboard his fully operational Death Star battle station,
Right.
or whatever, or sitting on the throne, whatever, while this is going on,
Unreal.
thousands of ships fighting, the biggest fleet of Star Destroyers imaginable.
Looks so good. So then cutting back to this fight again on the Death Star here with Kylo and Rey. So I mean, obviously they're not going to be working together immediately.
but do what
or what does that even mean?
Well, we're going to get into this, but what in this trailer tells you that they're going to be working together?
It's coming up.
Oh, we'll get to it. We'll
The
get to
scene's
it.
coming up.
Yeah.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi. Your destiny.
So this probably coming up to the most heart-wrenching moment
Oh,
potentially of the entire movie.
because what's he talking about?
So
Like-
before we get to that, really quick, you do get a glimpse of Zori Bliss.
I was pointing that out. Zori Bliss is in here with the good guys. So if she's a bad guy or she comes off, I don't know. Like there's it's so hard to read.
Yeah.
But they were setting it up that she was kind of a bad guy, I guess, because she was so mysterious. and-
Right. Usually anyone in a helmet is a bad guy.
Well, she also looks very like she might be an assassin or a bounty hunter
Yeah.
of some kind, right?
She's
Some
apparently
cool
a long
character.
standing friend of Poe's, apparently.
Oh, is that right?
That's what I've been reading. And then we get to the most upsetting moment in the trailer.
But this is
Taking one last look
I cried.
at my friends. Oh my goodness.
Anthony Daniels delivering that line phenomenally. Like, how does a robot do that? You know what I mean? Like,
It's not really a robot.
well, correct, but it is.
Yeah, but you can't see him. You can't see his eyes.
Right,
You can't
there's
see
no
the
moving-
facial expression, and he conveys so much through
Right.
those
And
words.
with those
and-
words, and I think this is the moment
Incredible.
where it's like that's you right there, C3PO. You're the
taking
fan.
one last look at your
Yes,
friends
because
Yeah.
the saga's ending, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh yeah, I'm toast. man. I'm
Yeah.
toast.
Yeah,
If
it's
this
gonna
movie-
be-
If
it's
this
gonna be
movie's
great.
half as emotional as that
Yeah.
one single second from that trailer is,
Yeah.
I will be tearing up.
Well, it's going to be interesting to understand what the
I'm gonna be
stakes
crying
are.
more than that guy behind me when Tony goes.
Spoilers for Endgame there.
Nah.
I think that what's really going to set this moment up to be very powerful is what we understand as to be the stakes
Yeah.
in that situation, like what C-3PO is actually going to be doing. It sounds like he's sacrificing himself. So
Yeah.
He's clearing his memory for something.
Well, so
or-
this is the movie that
we'll get
he's
into
going
that.
to die.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got something I want to talk about later.
Nice.
This next scene, running down the hall, classic look, right? Like that. I'm pretty sure that's like the exact shot of Han, running through the hallway with a blaster.
But
and
it is.
shooting.
But this is where like the aesthetic of Rian Johnson is going to come in, right? So
Right.
like if you look back at that shot for a
Yeah.
quick second,
Yeah.
it's lower to the ground. You're focused. There's a balance between the mid and the reflection. So you get this really more futuristic, more sci-fi vibe
Mhm.
than a traditional Star Wars, which if I'm thinking of the scene that you're thinking about, it's in A New Hope,
Yes.
correct? Which was very dead on, eye level, just tracking the shot of
Right.
that. This has like, I think Force Awakens has a lot of that,
Mhm.
and that was the familiarity, the nostalgia that we've always talked about. But like this here is like a new way of looking at that shot. It's
So
not
cool.
that traditional, just framed by the walls. You're seeing.
So in a way, the visual style of this is JJ sort of saying, "Hey, I heard you. You don't want the same."
Right, exactly.
You want the same, but you also want different.
Yeah.
But-
and hearing like, okay, so episode 8 was too different, episode 7 was too much the same, so this is a blend of
A
both.
blend.
But he
Sure.
he did go on the record of saying that with what Rian Johnson did, established a new visual aesthetic for him.
Yeah, but that looks like an incredible like tracking shot. One shot down the
Yes.
hallway is like 10 different action events are going to happen. It looks really, really
Now,
cool.
not the first time I teared up in a trailer for this movie, for this trailer. When we saw the first trailer at Star Wars Celebration, I definitely teared up seeing, Leia Organa hugging Rey.
Well, yeah, but then they add to this one the
Mhm.
single tear from Rey,
Yeah.
like just to really
that
amp
one-
up the emotion.
That one single tear, unreal.
Because she's clearly saying goodbye.
Right.
So
and I think,
Oh.
well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
This next scene, BB-8 just shooting something out of a.
well, but here's another way
Is that
to get emotions from us as they're going on this skiff here over the desert sands, and
Yeah.
something happens that's clearly like a small victory for our team, and
Sure.
and they give that woohoo,
Yeah.
and like here's another C-3PO just in the background, like celebrating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you've
Like
got-
there's so many cool little details there.
Well, even him, the idea of him ejecting something, right? Like R2 ejecting the lightsaber out for Luke to catch it. It's very
I
similar.
honestly feel like
And they're celebrating in this moment. They're like, yeah.
Yeah, something good happened there. It's just fun. Like I love the fist pump from 3PO. That's so awesome.
I honestly believe that John Boyega was casted because of his energy. He's
Mhm.
always even in the Force Awakens
Yeah.
when Poe's doing that loop de loop
Yeah.
and he's shooting all those things like, woo, that is one hell of a pilot. Like
So
just his
good.
energy of like getting excited. It's so well done. And like in that moment, it's just
Speaking of energy and getting
traditional.
excited, Lando
oh,
Calrissian
man.
piloting the Falcon yet again. So good to see it.
And with a better co-pilot this time. No offense, Nub Nub or whatever.
Poor Num Nub or whatever his name is. All right, continuing on. So we get to see a Y-wing for the first time in the new series, which I think is super cool.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that was.
We've not
okay.
seen a Y-wing. I think in Rogue One there definitely were some, but not in.
No, not in these. New,
Yeah, not even in the battle.
I don't
in
think so.
7.
I don't
It was.
think
It was.
so.
Yeah, it was just a small fleet of X-wings. You're absolutely right.
Mhm.
So cool. I never thought I'd be so excited to see space horses in a Star Wars movie, but that scene looks dope, man.
So
This
those-
was the only scene though that looked very like movie. Like it's just obviously a set and
Yes.
things are moving. It
I
didn't.
see what you're
it
saying.
There's a
doesn't
lot more
have the-
CG.
Yeah, and but like
Although
it's just,
a lot of these are parts of these horses are actual horses.
No,
It's
I
just
get.
mostly the head and everything.
I get that, but like to see,
I don't
like
think any of them are actual horses.
I'm,
Are you sure?
I'm wondering in the
Hmm.
context of like what I'm looking at. Just
Yeah.
is it a base on ground level,
So
or are they riding on a ship?
well,
that's
so this is the cool
destroyed?
part. So
Like-
we're getting into this next frame. Just for reference, they're riding on orbacks, in case you care.
Nice.
Space
horse.
Space horse. That's all they'll be referred to.
So are they riding on that?
Yeah.
Like that old decrepit spaceship,
Well,
right?
Yes. It's going to come up in a second here. We get Finn yelling out to Rey. I think that's what he's saying in that moment, where he's just like, Rey! I know he does that a lot, but and then continuing on, we move into this shot right here,
The team up shot.
the team up shot. So this is
Yeah,
what we're
but-
talking about, Justin.
But keep watching. He's like, no. He has a no.
So do you?
I
think,
feel like
What, so
he's
you
building.
Okay, so just for context of the scene again, this is of course where Rey and Kylo smash through the
what looks like Darth Vader's
helmet.
maybe rest of his armor, maybe from the waist up. But there were two trains of thought on this on the internet, right? They're fighting, and then their fighting leads to that destruction where Rey pushes his saber through it or something.
Okay.
And then the other thought is that they are working together.
They are striking it down
to
together.
destroy
That's
it.
how
don't
I see that.
That's how I
I
saw
don't
it
see
too.
that. He blocks her.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, my okay, looking at that one more time, my entire opinion has changed.
Yeah, like he blocks her and he destroys it, and then watch.
Because that's what they do in these trailers anyways.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
so
it's
much
misleading.
misdirection
Yeah, yeah.
and everything. And so I was like, why would they show you these two teaming up 30 seconds after
She's
they're fighting?
destroying
Right.
something that he doesn't want her to destroy.
Right.
So do you think that this is then?
That's Darth Vader.
You just
That's definitely Darth
I've seen
Vader's
this thing
song.
like 8 times. You just completely changed my opinion on it.
Okay, yeah, in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
last frame where he
Yeah.
reaches his
That's
arm
why
out.
he cut it. That's why they cut it and they transitioned it so well, because you don't see
Yeah.
whatever that was important to him,
So
but
we're-
they just got enough of it to see the
So we're
shatter.
saying hashtag no.
Hashtag no team up.
No.
We just don't
no
know yet.
Redemption.
I'm not to say that it can't happen. I think that we already got that
Kylo
inclination.
Redemption?
We got like an inclination of that from the Last Jedi, that it was something that could potentially happen. So it could, and we just haven't seen it. But I don't think that scene is the scene
Is
that
the
would.
one.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Cutting back to this shot here, on this ship, they are literally in space, riding on the hull of a ship.
Well, that is like the sexiest looking Star Wars shot in
Oh,
history.
it looks like it's going to be
Unreal.
epic. like how are you going to defeat that? Like that is by the looks of it, hundreds, if not thousands, of Star Destroyers,
Oh my
right?
goodness.
With TIE fighters.
Everything. Kylo Ren looking back with some flashes of lightning moving through, and then we get to this scene.
Woo!
The Force will be with you.
Always.
He's back.
He's real, man.
Do it.
Yes.
Is he though?
Well, yeah, because what I want to say about Leia would contradict what I'm saying here, but I don't know. I think this is them saying he's physically there.
Yes.
We don't know
it's a
how,
hint,
we
yeah.
don't know why,
But
whatever, but
why
he
is he
is
so
physically
tall?
there.
He's hovering.
He's sitting in his throne, man.
He's hovering.
He's
and
on
he's
a
in a
hover
hover
chair?
throne. He's on a hover.
He's in that
Watch.
throne.
Watch
Yeah.
though. Watch.
Okay.
Play it through.
But it's
He's moving
forward.
toward. Yeah, he's moving
And it's
towards
moving
her.
up and down.
Yeah, so he's on.
Oh,
a
so
hover.
he's not even in that, like...
No, he's in a hover throne.
I think he's attached to it. I
Yeah.
think he's like linked into it, and he's being kept alive that way.
No,
so it's
again
some weird
predictions.
back-to-tank chair.
Or maybe they go the route of Maul, right? And they give him massive droid parts.
Well,
droid
that's
legs.
that they did say.
Yeah.
They have said that is a quintessential element in Star Wars to keep people alive.
Yeah.
So for the Emperor to now become the new Darth Vader,
Right.
and to have his life
Oh, I
sustained
never
through
even thought
machine.
about that.
Yeah, it's the only thing. Think about it. Hit the hand for Luke.
Yeah.
Obviously Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Right. Like
then
there's
Maul.
Maul as well.
And then it cuts to this scene here. As soon as I saw this with the blue lightsaber on the left side, or on her right side, I immediately thought of the end of the last trailer, where she's Darkside Rey, and thinking back to that, the fact that they put this at the end of this trailer and that at the end of that trailer, it's just kind of the marketing geniuses over at Star Wars. And the music,
Oh, the music is
that
incredible.
main theme,
Oh.
When it hits
but
that,
done the way it's done.
Yeah, when it hits that swell right after 3PO's line and just carries through to the end, man. It's like...
It's the only.
It is
Honestly,
hard
it's the
not
version
to.
of the song that I want to listen to forever now.
Well, it's hard not to get like teary eyed or misty eyed about it, right? But
It's just
like
powerful.
it's
And then
powerful.
to have Luke and then Leia say those final 2 lines.
And leave it to Carrie to have the last word.
But here's why I think just this is the greatest trailer of all time. Because are you excited for this movie?
well, yeah, I was excited. If
I know you were
didn't see it.
excited anyways, but this erased everything that bothered me about Last Jedi, man.
Right.
I don't give a
Yeah.
crap what happened in that movie.
Yeah.
As long as it makes sense in this movie,
Right. It
Right.
carries forward.
Yeah.
of course I was excited.
Yes.
And we went to Star Wars Celebration this year because
Oh,
we're
dude.
huge Star Wars fans.
And we was
then
all
we
for
got
that
to see
trailer.
that first trailer, and this was 10 times more exciting for me.
Yeah.
this was powerful and emotional, and this feels like the movie, man.
I can't say it was more exciting than being in that crowd, but I can say I felt very much similar vibes.
See,
similar
I watched
feels.
it. I watched it on a couch,
Yeah.
in my living room,
Yeah.
practically. And it was powerful and exciting, and
Unbelievable.
then I can watch it again on my phone and get more excited and more emotional and more, wow,
So,
awesome stuff.
guys, final thoughts on the trailer, and then we're going to move into our topic of the show. Justin, like,
It did the trick, man. It
Yeah.
did the trick. I'm stoked for it. I think it looks fantastic. I just want it to be December now.
yeah,
Oh, I already said my piece.
yeah.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen, and I'm so excited.
I'm a little bit worried because I feel like I was trying to go on the record of saying that history will repeat itself and that episode 8 will be the new Empire Strikes Back, but it's looking
I'm
like
sorry, you said what?
that episode 8 will be the new Empire. Like it'll be as important to Star Wars as Empire Strikes Back. Like when Empire Strikes Back released, everyone, from what I've read, because I wasn't alive, I wasn't alive, was very much like, this is a departure for Star Wars. It's too dark. The heroes don't win in the end. This is too different. I don't like it. And a lot of those same things came up when episode 8 came out. And so I've always been on the thought process of episode 8 is the new Empire Strikes Back, and it will be seen later on once this trilogy is done that it will have been the best of the 3. But seeing this trailer, I think I might change my mind. Okay, I am hyped for Star Wars. Let's get into our topic of the show, which, guys, we're not going to talk about Star Wars anymore for the whole episode. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, we're going to continue to talk about it. We're going to talk about our top 3 Rise of Skywalker predictions in order from what you think is least likely to happen to most likely to happen. And then we're going to name one thing that we really, really, really want from this, specifically from this entry of the series. So let's get into it. First off, I'll go ahead. I will give my least likely prediction. I think least likely to happen will be seeing Vader, a Force ghost Vader, with the smashing of the helmet and the armor. Maybe that's like the catalyst that finally leads Kylo Ren to see his good old granddad. There have been so many rumors of seeing Hayden Christensen again, especially when he was at Star Wars Celebration. But again,
that's what I was going to ask. Is it going to be Hayden Christensen coming back as a redeemed, so not as Darth Vader, but as Anakin Skywalker?
Right. You know, kind of that cheesy thing that they did in the last, in episode 6.
In Return of the Jedi.
Right, in Return of the Jedi.
So you don't
Maybe
think
they do that again,
so,
but with Anakin actually having a speaking role, a la what Yoda did with Luke in episode 8.
So to be clear, you don't think Anakin Skywalker is going to come back to kind of talk to Kylo?
No, that's
As a
exactly
Force
what
ghost.
I'm
That's
saying.
exactly what
That's
he's
exactly
saying.
what
Okay.
I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, I think how cool would it be if that's where we start to see our redemption? You know, if we start to see, you know, Darth Vader having a conversation with Kylo Ren, just not taking up too much time, but having a conversation of saying like, listen, I see the path that you're going down. I lived that path, and I've found redemption. You can too. You know, and kind of giving him some sort of
Pep talk.
better written speech than I can write. But that's my least likely
Pep talk
prediction.
from your granddad.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
that kind of goes into my first prediction,
Okay.
which would be that Kylo sacrifices himself for the Resistance as a final act.
Really,
He finally finds that redemption. You know,
I just want to see because don't get me wrong, given my prediction, I obviously want that to happen. I need to see and understand how the pacing of that works for that character going from episode 8, you know, shoot that thing out of the sky or whatever he says, super angry and vitriol, and seeing him fighting Rey in this trailer, to sacrificing himself. That would be incredible if they could pull that off.
Well, my prediction that's least likely to happen is that Rey is going to turn to the dark side.
Yeah, I dabbled with that, and you know, because we've talked amongst ourselves about how that shot
in the last
in the
trailer.
first teaser there could not
Mhm.
possibly be a giveaway that she goes to the dark side.
Yeah.
But as I've joked, like, what if they have just been setting that up all along? And then they throw you off at the end of this one where she's holding the blue saber and almost looking like she's in that final stand for the cause of good. But we don't know the order that these things are going to take place.
No, but I think she definitely is tempted by the dark side, and the dark side.
But didn't she finally get rid of that in episode 8?
I don't know if she finally got rid of it. I think
what that rock scene is all about. She's embracing the Force and fighting for good.
Well, here I think it's a vision, and I think it kind of goes hand in hand with the title, Rise of the Skywalker. I think we've all discussed this piece, but Skywalker will transition to.
We'll get into that perhaps in future
I've touched based on another prediction. Okay, but what I'm getting at though is that she can embody both, but still make the right decision, and I think that's what this is going to be about. What Jedis are going to be known for to embody both sides.
So
but
you're saying she's going to embrace the dark side, but still in the name of good, right? Maybe she needs. But that kind of unlimited power.
With white and black, you get gray. So,
but is this just a vision that Palpatine is giving her, saying like, "Look at the power you could have.
Right.
Look at what you could do." Or even crazier,
it's a clone.
Or I was going to say, he says, "I've risen from the dead. I can show you how to bring your parents back," or something like that.
Sure.
What does she want more than anything in the world?
Yeah, but wouldn't it be kind of weird? Like, I think the idea too is that she would be tempted the same way Vader was. And we already saw how Vader's journey went when he was tempted with this idea of being able to save Padme.
Right.
Maybe she doesn't fall too easily to that
but if it's
whim.
Yeah, but if it's you can bring Han back, you can bring Leia back. I'm going to move into my second prediction of, this might happen, might not happen. The Ghost crew from Star Wars Rebels will appear, at least maybe one or two members of them, because they're going to be pretty old by that point. You've got Kanan, Hera, Sabine, Zeb, Ezra, and Chopper, especially seeing Chopper in an Easter egg in Rogue One. We can see the Ghost plain as day right next to the Falcon in that Rebels Assemble scene in that trailer. It's literally off to the right of it, and then the Falcon comes down.
Okay.
So I mean, heck, we might even see a live action Admiral Thrawn somewhere. And I don't think this will happen to the point where we'll have like speaking roles. Even I think it'll definitely be like an Easter egg sort of thing. But I think we'll at least see one or two of those characters in the flesh in this movie.
Interesting. That'd be an interesting way to finally introduce them into the live action world, right? So.
Right. And I think it would be kind of cool to see that and see where they end up, because then if they do want to spin off and do other live action stuff TV wise with those characters, then they've already established something, right?
And now let's say this prediction doesn't come true, because I would have put that number 3 as highly unlikely, but I didn't realize.
You think that's less likely than Hayden Christensen being in the movie?
Yes.
Really?
Oh,
yes.
I do.
I
do.
Wow.
I believe he's going to go to
as a
all
big
of them.
fan of Rebels. Would you be happy with just seeing the Ghost there, just seeing it there and knowing it's there? Is that enough for you as a cool little nod?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, having already seen the Ghost also appear in Rogue One in like a very small aspect of the screen, it would be nice just to see them expand a little bit more. And I'm gonna get into that a little bit more later on. Kevin.
My second prediction also has to do with death. I believe that scene that we see with Leia and Rey is her saying goodbye, and she will be doing so in a manner similar to Luke. She will be giving herself to the Force, essentially.
And disappear,
and sort of
cloak
disappearing.
Falls to the ground.
I think that's what that is, and they're saying goodbye, and that's why Rey's so emotional. And
which I mean,
but maybe she's not even there. Maybe she's projecting like Luke, because we know that they are able to have those physical interactions with those astral projections. So maybe she's not even there. So like that's exactly what I think, is that she's not even really there.
That's cool.
She's off doing something else and she knows.
Well,
it's over.
Given that they probably didn't have that much footage to work with,
that's the easiest way to bring it in and give her closure,
right?
Because unless she rides off into the sunset, and we just
on one of those space horses,
I think they need to give the character closure. And and as much as I don't like the Mary Poppins scene, I'm glad it wasn't by getting blasted out into space.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
All right.
but so I
Yeah.
think this will give her that kind of closure, and she'll be doing it again in the name of the resistance, some sort of
I
sacrifice.
really like that
To
prediction.
tag on to that, though, I think that's going to happen pretty early on in the movie.
Yeah.
Based
Yeah, I don't
on
think it'll be a final stand.
no, I think based on the different environments that we've seen, the trailer does open with her running through those trees.
That's
Yeah.
on Yavin.
You
Yeah,
think that's on Yavin?
That's on
That
Yavin, I
first
believe.
yeah.
portion of the trailer?
In the jungle there.
Yeah,
That's
because
that
they're gonna have
jungle planet.
a rebel base, and then Kylo's gonna fly in with his army, and I bet you the Knight of Ren and just wreck everything because we've seen that in the teaser already. So
Interesting not
Yeah.
seeing any of them in this
Good.
trailer.
Yeah, they haven't shown us anything for 2 movies now. Why start now, right? Save it for this. I'm fine with
Yeah.
that.
Cool. Justin?
So my second prediction is that this is pretty deep, but the Emperor is somehow been kept alive through some sort of machinery,
Yeah.
and he has been ringleadering this whole thing to bring back his own army, which is why we see those starships and everything rising from the
Yeah.
planet. It's
Yeah.
almost like he has built under the rubble of this Death Star a new army,
Mhm.
and almost like with his mind rather than his physical ability. And he's been putting other people to work like Snoke. He's consciously still alive, but he's not physically still alive.
But so are you suggesting he's not physically going to be in this movie then?
No, I think he's physically going to be in this movie, but he's not going to be represented as a man that's physical. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of CGI robotic elements to him. You can bring back the actor for the voice and the character performance, but you can CGI the heck out of him. So he's not.
But you think he's going to be a robot and not a physical
more.
presence,
I think he's
like
going to
a
be closer
flesh?
to Darth Vader than he is the Emperor. So
Interesting.
Yeah, to your point, like he's kind of, if he was controlling Snoke the entire time, he's putting all these things.
he's
in
playing
place.
chess. He's playing chess. He's moving pieces on an intergalactic board.
Mhm. Do you think he is a Skywalker that rises?
No.
I mean,
No, I don't think that name means what it is, and we'll
Yeah.
we'll get into that because that's my number one prediction. But
okay, getting into my number one. At some point during the movie, they'll need to access information that's inside 3PO that ultimately changes him for good, and he becomes something else with red eyes. But ultimately, 3PO will die, and everyone in the theater is going to cry their eyes out. And I think the info they need to access was supposedly wiped from his databanks in the original trilogy.
Like prior to. Between
to.
3 and 4.
Yes,
Yeah.
between 3 and 4.
There is something that
There is
happens to 3PO, because I do believe they touch on it briefly, like take this droid and so,
wiped his memory.
but so
or
yeah,
something.
he's going to have to sacrifice these memories for the previous set of memories.
And something is going to happen, and he's going to say goodbye to his friends.
I think if there's any character that's going to sacrifice himself for the better good, it should be the character that's lived through it all. It was either him or R2D2. And I wouldn't throw it off the table that we don't see R2D2 after this.
Really?
No, I don't think we'll see him, but I don't think he's the one. Yeah, it's going to be 3PO.
I think it's 3PO.
Or to a less impactful stance, he's going to have to do he's going to have to take his personality or whatever.
Oh, they're going to
into
pull
the ship,
like in Solo,
because she's physically gone at that
Right.
point, So I mean,
what was her name again? L3.
L3.
L337. Yeah. Yeah. So for her to be put into the Falcon, I think that'd be too cheap if they did that with this, like the same thing over again. But I think, yeah, man, that's
that was
my prediction.
that was going to be one of mine too.
3PO is dead.
Having seen Solo and seeing the relationship he has with that droid and the fact that she's in the ship, it's going to be really interesting to see when he steps on the ship and how he interacts with it for the first time.
Is there going to be a callback to that moment?
For sure. I think you don't bring back Lando's character after obviously seeing him in Solo and knowing that backstory of that connectivity that he's had with that droid and where she now resides. To go through the entire movie, not know that a droid lived inside the spaceship, but then watch Solo and then realize, wow, a droid lived in that spaceship the entire time. They went through all of that the whole intergalactic empire, right? Like it's crazy to think about.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool. I think that'd be really cool if Hello Old Girl or something like that. Yeah,
right.
Hello, old girl.
But Do you think that voice? Who's I can't remember who the voice for it.
Yeah, do they
you think
throw it in all of a sudden?
Just a little something.
But towards the end, she didn't have a voice. She was just communicating
right.
through
So maybe
this.
she wouldn't be able to.
No,
maybe a
she-
flicker on a screen somewhere or
Yes.
something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So like
That'd
he
be cool.
engages with
some,
it, and
some
then,
sort
yeah.
of like I'd want a more recognizable callback for people that aren't us. That I think I remember that from the Solo movie or whatever. Cool. Okay, your final prediction, Kevin.
Well, yeah, I guess, and I think this is a pretty common
This is both of
theory
ours.
now.
Yeah. This is most likely to happen.
Rise of the Skywalker is in reference to a new order that replaces the Jedi. A new order of Force users that are going to develop a new philosophy that,
Mhm.
takes what the Jedi knew, but also the mistakes they've made, and, find a new way to use the Force and find balance throughout the galaxy.
A la Skywalker mentality.
And they'll call them Skywalkers. They won't be called Jedi anymore. They'll be called Skywalkers.
It's no longer a name of a family. It's a way of life. Yeah.
Well, I
in,
think
in reference to the three most important Force users
Well-
maybe of all time, or some of them, or those who brought it to where it is.
Right.
Well, I think the idea is that the Skywalker symbolize the duality between good and dark. The idea of the rise of the Skywalker and that legacy continuing is that they have, in some ways, sacrificed themselves or dealt with having to deal with both.
Mhm.
Not to really reside on one side or the other, but have amalgamated both sides, light and dark, to form a new movement. It's more of a movement, right? Like, or a new religious movement. Like, you know
Mhm.
how there's like Christianity, and then there's another layer of Christianity. It just keeps
Sure,
getting
there's different-
adapted.
Yeah.
Keeps getting adapted based on how things move forward.
And they'll swoop in and they'll pick up Broom Boy at the end, and this will be your first Skywalker.
Right.
Broom Boy.
Broom Boy the Skywalker.
Is he gonna come back?
But
I hope not.
But see that in itself, that if they're able to solidify that as we've just kind of established based on what we know
Yeah.
of the universe, then it makes sense. Like, to your point, Nate, it would make sense then some of the things that happened in episode 8
Mhm.
to give it justification. And I think that's why this movie is called what it is because for JJ, he probably took that away. He's like, oh, he's basically establishing the fact that Jedis will always remember Skywalkers. Now we're into this.
Yeah. Cool. I think we were all buzzing, and you kind of were leading the charge with that thought of
Yeah, like because it was cool talking to people who interpreted that trailer differently and were
Mhm.
coming up with their own theories right away. And so it's obviously an amalgamation of what I saw myself and heard from other people. And so
Yeah.
I just think, what else could it mean?
Yeah, I think it's
A lot of people think, oh, the rise of Anakin, or
Right.
something,
and
or-
it's too
or
literal.
Rey
It's
is a
far,
Skywalker.
yeah,
and
exactly.
I think that's too on
And
the
it's
nose.
it's exactly it's too on the nose. So you gotta it's all been about this sort of idea of misleading, right? So even the play of words, the rise of Skywalker, leads you to believe, oh well, a Skywalker is being resurrected. No.
Mm.
Right. This is, you got to think deeper, right? You got to think deeper about what this whole saga means, the journey that we've been on, the 9 movie structure of telling this story of Skywalker to Skywalker.
Mhm.
Where is that going? Right. And the fact that it's not going to end with someone that I don't think is a Skywalker, but she's going to embody the mentality of a Skywalker.
Mm.
That is the realization of it.
I love that. So for our last point, the one thing that you would want out of this entry in the saga, the one thing I want this movie to do is tie in more lore from outside of the Skywalker saga and trust us as fans to make those connections. As I've already mentioned in my previous prediction, I loved how many references there were to TV shows and comics in Solo and in Rogue One. And I really think that JJ needs to show literally everyone coming together for one final segment of this massive saga. I think taking that literally just ripping off Endgame and showing, because even if we didn't get every single character in the, and again, spoilers for Endgame, but in that assemble scene, the funeral and going back and seeing, that little kid from Iron Man 3, and just kind of all of those characters being in that space, I just think it would be so incredible just to sort of tie it all together. If we did see Broom Boy, and we did see some of these other characters kind of, again, all in the same shot. I really want JJ to be able to put all this stuff on screen at the same time, just for us to say goodbye.
But I think this is about the Skywalker saga.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
this needs to focus more on those characters, and I'm okay with it being one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And that this is the closing of that story.
Right.
And you
It's the
leave the
movies.
possibility, because we don't know when Rian Johnson's trilogy is going to take place. Maybe he will take the reign and be the first to move away from this Skywalker saga and
Right.
and focus on new characters. I think this one really needs to be about the characters from these previous 8 movies getting their last little moment to shine.
I totally agree with that. I don't think it's essential to have everything in the canon kind of, come to this end amalgamation of the Skywalker saga. Keep it to the 9 movies, the characters that we've seen that are still alive, that have helped shape these 9 movies. That's your focus.
Mm-hmm.
To have those other elements like a ship from a series,
Mm-hmm.
a droid from a series, those are things that do follow continuity and you can plant as Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
But to then, have a scene where you see like those characters, it wouldn't make any sense. It's literally there just for fan
And
service.
it'll be cool if there's an action sequence in the big, what looks like the big final space showdown, and the Ghost comes in and
Yeah.
saves a ship
Right.
or something like
Sure.
that. That'll be cool.
And it's
Yeah.
gonna be probably
But-
piloted by someone else though,
Mm.
right? Like,
Yeah.
'cause so many years would have passed between where we are and where that show began.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is that we are looking at it as like it's the end of the Skywalker saga. Yes, it's the end of hearing about Luke and Darth Vader and the mythology that has and the lore that has surrounded Star Wars. But Skywalker, I think, moving forward won't go away, because if we're going to refer to the new Jedis as Skywalkers, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's what Rian Johnson's kind of going to be paving, is that, no one will be known as Jedis. They'll be known as Skywalkers. Oh, you're a Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Skywalker, Nate.
Thank you. Well, I definitely think this whole trailer is symbolizing the end. Like, it just,
Well, I
there,
think
the
what
end,
we're-
the end.
I think what we learned from the last movie and even episode 7 is that there is no way to predict what is actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? This is all just taking stabs in the dark. And as somebody who doesn't like trailers because I feel like they give too much away,
Mm-hmm.
this did not, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what's going to happen.
Still don't know.
We were making guesses.
Yeah.
I have some smaller predictions that are, like, I think the Falcon's going to bite it. I think we're going to see the end of
gone.
the Falcon, and that'll make
yeah.
me more sad than any character.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
If,
Yeah,
if
I agree
somehow
with
that
that.
happens, but I don't know. I think this is so tough to predict, and that's what makes that trailer so successful and so exciting, is that we see how amazing it's going to look. Is
Yeah.
the story going to live up to those sort of visuals that they look like they're going to present to us? It's exciting.
I think with the caveat of predictions, you always kind of set yourself up for failure. You don't want to get too hung up in your predictions.
Sure.
And I agree with what Kevin's saying. It's like, predictions are fun, but this is why we do what we do, and we like talking about what we like to talk about, is because we get to have fun predictions and see if they come true.
Yeah.
Are we heartbroken when they don't? You brought up Lost before.
Mm.
That was like
Game of
something.
Thrones.
Game of
Mm.
Thrones, like,
Yeah.
we've had all of those moments where we've gotten predictions and we've read really deep into those things, and
Right.
where does it go and where does it end up? Does it actually equal out? Probably not. I think we just have to mediate the fact that we're having fun.
Yeah.
Right. And all fans should have fun and analyze these trailers and look deep into these things and where things are going. But also know you don't know everything. We don't know everything.
Yeah.
We're just going based off of what we feel and what's been displayed. And what's great is in a round table like this, we get to see all the different insights. Right.
Yeah,
Very
if
cool.
I had one hope for the movie, it would be that there is closure.
Yeah.
That they really do give it the proper send off, and if Jedi felt like the end of that story.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways it was, well, obviously, until they decided to go back to it. So I want that. I want to feel good at the end of it too. That's I'm fine if they're singing with Ewoks and banging on stormtrooper helmets like drums.
Yeah.
Something fun and positive feeling. I would like that.
It's just hitting me now that we are talking about the end of this trilogy, when, I mean, it doesn't even feel that long ago.
No,
that
but
we
it's
were-
the end of the saga, right? Like,
Right.
the idea is like episode 7 started progression of this, right?
Yeah.
Of where we were going.
But yeah, that first announcement that Disney had bought Star Wars was 2012, I believe.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's 7 short years later. Here we are at the end of the third movie, and
2015 was the release of
right. And end of 5 movies, right? If you count Solo and Rogue One in there, right? So we are going to find out if any of these predictions are true in how many days?
Just short of 2 months.
I've got the Star Wars app here, and inside the Star Wars app, it literally has like a
58 days.
It breaks it down. Let's see. Yeah, 58 days, 56 minutes, 22 seconds from now.
So we'll be sitting in the theater 57 days from now, watching episode 1.
That's gonna be a long day.
We're doing the whole marathon. Justin, you're not going to hang out with us for the entire marathon.
I will. We'll see.
We'll see.
It's still 58 days away.
All right. Well, that's it. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode as much as we enjoyed talking about Star Wars. And if you did, make sure to subscribe to us wherever you like to listen to podcasts. We are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Which means you can also check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/Geekcentric. Follow us on Twitter at GeekcentricYT, and follow us on Instagram at WeAreGeekcentric. Speaking of the YouTubes, just really quickly, is there anything that we wanted to plug coming up soon?
It's almost time for the spooky video. So yeah, we have some Halloween fun coming out next week.
Cool. And with it being Halloween, I think it'll be awesome to maybe do a little bit of our own podcast. Gonna have a little bit of spookiness going on. So definitely check us out next week. Justin, Kevin, thank you so much for joining us on this Force-tastic episode. And as we say, love ya.
Get home safe.
Peace.